Bear here. For several years ago now, time flies, I made a tutorial about how to mix down in Elements, and that was our old Elements, and there's happened a lot of good improvements since that mixing tutorial. It still has some valid content, but today we're going to look at how to use the new features that has come after 1.1, and is of course first of all the improved FX mixer with the possibility of adding send receive to individual mixer channels. That has given us better possibilities to control how we make a mix down. And at the moment we have to add channels here. I'm going to. This is not the best way to have this really. It should be possible to add channels from another interface, but it will come. And I've just added 20 channels, you can see here now. So of course the reason it's not the best way is that if we don't use these 20 channels, we'll have to go in and remove them just for tidiness later. It would be better if we only added a channel when we had to use it, but it will come. And in the FX mixer we're going to add the individual instruments that we're going to have in our project. One thing I always do when I start a new project is that I turn down the master a little bit, about to 80%, 85%, 75% thereabout. That gives us a little bit of what you could call it buffer. Some calls it headroom, but it doesn't matter. What it's about is that the master is a little bit lower than the standard value of 100%, and that gives us a little workspace. So that's the first thing we do. And the next thing we do is going to make some special channels. We're going to make some layer channels, and the first layer is going to be for the percussion. So to rename to make sure we remember that, we just rename this channel. I'm going to call it all. I think you can see that. I move it in here. All percussion. Yes, right. That was all percussion. And what this means is that we're going to use this channel for every part of the percussion. What? Yeah, we're going to send all the different part of the percussion. So let's just imagine that we had some in here. We could say that this here, the first one here, is for the kick. It comes out here, but it doesn't matter. We just say kick, and now we have a kick channel, and as you can see, this kick channel is going to send to master. We're going to take that away. We have highlighted kick, and we're going to send, or rather we're going to let all percussion receive what comes out of the kick channel. And the all percussion, if I highlight that, that goes into the master. So now we have this signal going to this channel, the all percussion, and all percussion is going to master. We're going to do exactly the same thing up here in channel 10, all instruments. So, calm down, thank you. Why? Because now we have two more layers of control. If we in our complete mix says, yeah, but the percussion is not at all loud enough or it is too loud in respect to all instruments, then we have the possibility of changing that with only one slider, right? And we also have another good possibility, option, and that is we can add compression to everything in the percussion, so we can compress our our percussion, everything in that, in one channel before it goes to master. So every time you add a new layer of control, for instance, we could have more pads perhaps here in all instruments. Then we could have a channel like this that we just rename to all pads. That should then go to master, and every pad should then go into all pads, but not to master. Then we would have a control layer for pads only. You see? Okay, brilliant. We don't have more pads, so we're going to remove this channel. Right, I have added some percussion now. You can see I have a kicker. I have something I call dame. That doesn't matter. I don't think I'm going to use that actually. It sounds bad. I'm going to have a snare. I'm going to have a hat. I'm going to have a closed hat. With a pedal hat, I have tilted a little. I like that sound there. Okay, and another thing you can see I have done here is I have actually added to the name when I put the name into these channels. I have added which FX channels they are linked to. So if I open this here, you will see, no you won't because it's completely, you see it's allocated to FX channel 4 or routed to FX channel 4. If I add that FX channel number to the name of the instrument or the percussion element, I have yet another way to find if I'm going to do something with this. I know, oh yeah, I can see that also in my beat and bass editor, and I'm going to do the same with my song editor. So adding names here to these should also be done. I'm not going to do it here because that just takes some time. But you can see I've done it here for the kicker. And we have snare, and we have a hat, and we have a closed hat, ticker hat. Okay, and as you can see, I also added the channel number here in the names. So I have a visual link in beat and bass editor to which channel I have allocated these to. Take this guy up here, for instance, you can see that goes to 4. So I call it 4 and then the name of the actual sound file. And I know that that is allocated to 4. Of course, I should also rename all of these. I'm not going to do that now, just going to take some time. Okay, but I recommend that you rename these channels to the all percussion. We have all the elements of the percussion routed into the all percussion, and all percussion is going to master. We're going to do that with all the instruments as well. So just ding and dong, send and receive. Oh, it doesn't say receive, which we should. So away with that, and inside that one, and away with that. And this is of course only necessary because I want you to be able to see what happened on the screen. I don't think I have thought the last one was 16. Just gonna look at that now. So let's look into the song editor, and we can see that we have 12, 13, 14, 15 and 16. And if we now we can take a look here at, and I can play this, and I can still see the mixer, and that's the important part. Good. Gonna move it over there to 16, and if I play, it goes something like this. And we absolutely do not need to see more of that, because that was extremely overshooting in almost every channel. So we will of course have to do something about that. And if we take a look at our percussion, this guy, all percussion is overshooting, and here we have too much, and so on and so forth. So let's just work with that down here. The kick should always, at least in electronica or as like, it should always be the dominant parts of the percussion. Not that it's going to obscure any part of the other instruments, but it should be clearly audible at all times. So the loudest part of the percussion should be the kick. Let's see how that is now. Well, it is no, it's not, because here we have the part that is 5, and that is a hat. So we're going to take this hat way down, and the open hat and the closed hat should be kind of balanced to each other, so that they are in the same area of sound output. And here we have our kick, and we have our what's called snare. So it goes lowest part hat, perhaps not that low in respect to our snare. And now we can see that all percussion is too loud. We don't have to change these individual sliders now. We can simply just change this layer slide, so that we will get a percussion part that is inside the non-clipping area of 0 dB. So here we already have seen the strength of the layer control. All percussion is controlled by this, and then it goes to master. But sound effects should perhaps be low here, in about somewhere below the snare, or even below the hats. So we're gonna take that more down. Well, let's just leave it in. So we have another element at least. So, but that's up to you to determine which part of the percussion should be more powerful than other parts. One thing that must be done is that they all are audible. You must be able to hear every part of the percussion in the complete mix. Okay? So let's take a look at the instruments.